I wanted to record a quick video talking about the coronavirus. Sorry for the bad lighting and stuff. I'm doing it in my bedroom real quick, and I loaned out my camera to my preacher, so I'm just doing it on my phone. Alright. The first thing I want to do is talk about the coronavirus. Is start out with, even though I don't like FDR, but his most famous quote: "The only thing I have to fear is fear itself." Most of what's going on is just people panicking for no reason. Let's go over some numbers. In the United States, there's 3,800 people that have tested positive. 80 people have died from the virus. That means you have about 2% chance, if you've tested positive, of actually dying from the virus. Now, I'm not saying not to wash hands or not to do anything precautious. I'm not saying go out and hug people for no reason. I'm just saying, let's be reasonable. The latest numbers from the CDC say 80% of the people that get coronavirus won't even show any symptoms. That means there's approximately 15,000 people who have it. With that number, that means you have about 0.5% chance of dying if you get it. And that's all using this official CDC numbers. Let's put this into some historical perspective. In 1918 and 1919, with the Spanish flu outbreak, in about 18 months, 50 million Americans died. 2.5% of the world's population died. The Black Plague killed about 20% of the world's population. Killed about a third of everybody in Europe. It was so bad in Europe, people weren't naming their kids until they turned 1, sometimes 2 years old, because they didn't want to waste a good name on a kid that was just going to die. Let's look at some more modern things that are going on. In the U.S., 47,000 people commit suicide every day. Or every year, I'm sorry. In the world, one person commits suicide every 8 seconds. But we don't talk about any of this stuff. 22 veterans commit suicide every day on average. 50% of all black women, or pregnancies of black women, end in abortion. Even if you're okay with abortion, that's an appalling number. We don't talk about that. We won't talk about the black on black gang violence, where in cities like Chicago, there are more people killed than there are days in a year. Or Chinese concentration camps have more Muslim and Christians and political dissidents locked up right now today than all of the Jews Hitler locked up during all of World War II. We don't talk about that. 56,000 people every year die of the flu. So these numbers of the coronavirus aren't that big. Now, if I was in a high-risk category or spent time with somebody in a high-risk category, somebody who's elderly, somebody with a severely depressed immune system, somebody with breathing problems, yeah, I would take precautions. And I think if you're in a high-risk category, you should take precautions. But I think you should do the same thing all the time. Flu is dangerous for those people too. People just need to calm down, quit panicking. When this all blows over, you should start getting basic preparedness, have some extra food stocked up, extra toilet paper, ability to purify water, take care of your basic needs, so that way if in the future there is a bad disease that we get stuck in, or you lose your job, or anything like that, you're ready, you're prepared for those things. Going out and panicking doesn't do anybody a bit of good. You go out to Costco or Sam's Club, you buy a 50-pound bag of pinto beans. You've never cooked beans in your life. You have no idea what to do with those, how to cook them, how to make them taste good. What are you doing? Or buying a shopping cart full of toilet paper. You're not going to use all that. People need to just stop panicking. Look at the real numbers, calm down, be realistic, and use sensible precautions. Thank you.